that the security of this data is maintained. And it's becoming increasingly difficult for them. And of course, and that's why the solution about putting the PACS or putting all the imaging data into the cloud seems very innovative. This project is something which was done in the Paris region in France. 20 public hospitals, so not private, but 20 public hospitals have come together. And they have decided that they would do shared medical imaging. So all these hospitals connect to the cloud, to the Orange Cloud, where the PACS is running. All the data is stored in there. The benefits it's giving to them, other than just the storage of the image, is also immense. Two things is, in France, the medical regulations stipulate that any data must be stored for 20 years. So of course, that's another nightmare for hospitals to do it on their own. And here is a solution that says, let a provider do that for you. The second one is around, once you've got the data, what do you do with it? And again, I went back and did some frantic studying on CT scans, and I said, what's so difficult about this data? And I understood that once the raw data is generated, you have two options. You either keep the raw data, which is huge in size, or the other is you convert it into the image and you keep it and you just keep the image in the archive. Once you've just kept the image and you've discarded the raw data, your ability to manipulate the images is lost. So if you want to come back onto a second consult, maybe after a couple of years, you figure out that the raw data is not available, and what you may have missed the first time, you still can't trace it. So you really need to be able to say, can I keep that raw data as well? The other one was, once you've generated your images and you've put it into the cloud, collaboration was obviously the next big thing to be done with it, correct? And you said, we have specialists, we will do it, but then also we will also have people who, everybody wants a second opinion. When it's relating to your heart, your pancreas, wouldn't you want a second opinion? And where do you get the second opinion from? Do you carry your data with you? Or how do you get it across seamlessly? And he said, yes, we could develop collaboration, and you develop collaboration across the cloud on the data. Of course, the whole point is you keep it secure. So make sure you've got the right access controls. You do not have people accessing the data who are not supposed to. The patient has the authority to decide which doctor should access it, when he should access it. And of course, for the hospitals, it is a pay-per-use model. So it's really an effective solution for them. It increases the quality of patient care in that sense. The second one, and telemedicine. Again, telemedicine, it's probably been talked the whole day. So, what's unique about it? Again, I'm talking about a live implementation of a solution that's happening between Orange and Sanofi in Spain. It's, again, very simple. It's around diabetes. The whole objective is, how do you ensure that the trend or the data for a patient is available consistently, rather than just when the patient goes up to the hospital for a visit or a follow-up? Now, that's the biggest problem, correct, today? Every time you want to have a consultation with the doctor, you need to visit him. And what you give, the information you give to him is for a particular point or slice in time. There is no trend available that the doctor knows, unless you were really diligent about keeping an Excel sheet and doing a sugar every day and showing him the Excel sheet, and the doctor struggling to look at an Excel sheet with 300 lines. You really got to change that. And this was a very simple implementation. A blood glucose meter that interfaced with your mobile. Another one which was even simpler, just a module that was developed to be hooked onto your iPhone. Put your strip in, take a pick of blood, put it inside it, no coding. The iPhone display also acts as a display for your meter. At the same time, it's sending the data to a central cloud where it is being processed, it is being collated and then being sent to the general practitioner. Your general practitioner takes a look at it, and then along with other data that you're recording, like your weight, your blood pressure, your doctor can help you decide if you need to come in for a follow-up. He can help you decide how to manage your dosage of insulin as your lifestyle changes. On a week when I'm traveling, my lifestyle is going to be very different because I'm certainly not going to be able to control what I eat. And of course, my sugar is going to be pretty bad. So it's all about managing all of that. And just to end, the last slide. So we said, is IT and hospital care, how are they really connected? Are they really aligned? And what we see is they pretty much are. There isn't much in IT that has to change. It's about finding the right application to run it. So it's the same stuff. It's those IPPBXs, it's your LAN environment, it's wireless, it's unified communications and IT security. All of them is finding the right use and finding the right model to build a solution that serves your patients to become a patient-centric approach. Thank you.
Our next speaker is hari.nemani Director and CEO of American Megatrends, India. If you're not familiar with the AMI, then you'll know that they boot up roughly 500 million computers in the world today. And he's going to talk about next generation telemedicine.
Good evening, everybody. So I'll try to keep my presentation really short. So first, I would like to start with a small prayer, and then I will continue with my presentation. Jnananandam ayam devam nirmala spadika krutim adaram sarva vidyanam hayagriva upasmahe saraswati namastubhyam parade kamarubini vidyarambam karishyamin sittir bhavatame sada. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about what is happening in India. My presentation is going to be more related to India. What is the scenario? What are all the challenges we are facing? And what we are planning to do in this area and how we can overcome these challenges. So the slide that you see here is the hard facts. This is what we are today. If you look at it, close to 80% of the people in India do not have access to quality healthcare, which is a problem. How we can address this problem? What we can do to solve the problem? We have world-class hospitals, top-class surgeons, physicians, and clinicians, and yet we are still faced with this problem. How we are going to address it? So if you look at the market opportunity, Indian market opportunity is really big. You can see there is a lot of funding that is available in order to provide quality healthcare. And we have the top-class facilities. But is India ready to take on this journey and prove to the rest of the world that we can provide the best-in-class service, not only for India and across the globe? So what are all the reasons that is keeping patients away from affording quality healthcare? One of the biggest challenge that we have is close to 800 million people in India are living on remote villages. So there is a big urban versus rural divide. So if you look at it in urbanization world, you can go anywhere and you can get the quality healthcare. But if you get into the rural world, it's a big challenge. And most importantly, our country is thickly populated. We cannot say that control the population, right? So our country is thickly populated, and we have shortage of physicians and clinicians. We cannot ask a doctor to keep traveling everywhere in order to provide quality healthcare. So we need to have a good solution which can address that. When we did some analysis and when we did some research reports, one of the main things that we came across is like a lot of people who can afford quality healthcare who are in the township and rural areas, one of the limiting factors that keep them away is like they have to stay out of their business for weeks and months together. Is that practical? Can I be out of my business for a week to take care of healthcare that is for a regular health checkup? So that is another major challenge, and that keeps patients away from getting the quality healthcare. And one of the things that I heard from my friends is like, oh my God, I love India and I enjoy coming as a medical tourist to India. But after I leave the country and I go back home, I'm unable to keep in touch with my doctor. He did all the treatment for me. Now, I don't have contact with him, and it is not affordable for me to come every time to India to meet with my doctor. This is a real challenge, right? So how we will stay in touch? How we will make sure the medical tourists are getting the best medical attention even after they leave the country and they go back to the home country? So as Professor K. Ganapathy of Apollo Telemedicine Networking Foundation said, we cannot go far with conventional brick and mortar hospitals, and telemedicine is the way forward. So I think I'm not going to get much into this slide because everybody knows why we need telemedicine. And here is an excellent quote from Professor himself. So estimates suggest that the telemedicine market is at least for 800 million Indians. Even if half of these 800 million need to consult a specialist once a year, that still amounts to 400 million specialist consultations per year. Even if 10% of these are enabled through telemedicine, we are talking about 40 million consultations per year from rural India alone. The market potential for telemedicine is obviously enormous. So, there is a problem, there is funding, and there is a market. Still, why it has not picked up? So what is the status of telemedicine in today's scenario? Telemedicine in today's scenario, pretty much in most cases, is limited to video conferencing, linking patients with specialists. Sometimes it requires high investment, and also you want everybody to become computer savvy professionals. As a doctor, I would like to be a doctor. As a clinician, I would like to be a clinician. Why are you making me learn a lot of jargons and technologies? I learned to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor. So, and also it is not providing better time for specialists. Like, so I am hooked onto the computer and I have to be sitting there all day long, and I don't know who is going to call me next and what kind of a problem it is going to be. So it is like if somebody is having a problem on diabetics and suddenly we have a different kind of a specialist sitting over there, it's not going to work. And we cannot have all the specialists logged into a room and say, you will get any call and you have to start handling the call. So it is only an extended communication system, and it is having some limitations. So the question is, how we can address this challenge? So what is Telemed 2.0? Growth is there everywhere. Information technology is shaping our lives. Today, India is considered to be the leader in telecommunication.